Knicks family, what's popping with you, man? Tough loss. Dame Lillard did Dame Lillard things out there, at least, especially in the first half, especially in the first quarter. Elfrid Payton had no answers for Damian Lillard in that first half. Couldn't hold him. And in the second half, the Knicks went to a trap, tried to get the ball out of Dame Lillard's hands. Immanuel Quickley, he got hot, burning hot. Got so hot, Damian Lillard had some words for him when he was at the foul line at the end of the game. That's how hot Immanuel Quickley was. But the Knicks couldn't pull it out. They got down by 25 points, ladies and gentlemen. They went down 25 points. They were able to pull themselves back into the game, but it just wasn't enough. Even though the refs tried to give Julius Randle a flagrant 2 for something that was caused by Enes Kanter. Tough loss for the Knicks, man. Tough loss for the Knicks. I'm not particularly upset because I think that you can take a lot from this game. This may have been one of the, at least for Immanuel Quickley, this is one of the first games where he really got to play down the stretch and got to be in the trenches of a game, with adjustments going on and timeouts and strategies being used. And that is really, 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 really good for Immanuel Quickley. And he showed up and showed out during that stretch while he's learning in the crunch of the game. He showed up and he was calm. He was smooth at the free throw line. Bop, bop, bop. 8 for 8 for Immanuel Quickley. That boy played some basketball tonight. Wasn't enough though. Damian Lillard, he was on fire from the beginning of the game. He was 11 for 17 from the field, 6 for 10 from the three-point line, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. I think he's made like 66 or 67 straight free throws. Had 5 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 39 points on the night. Damian Lillard did. 39 points on the night. Derrick Jones Jr., he had his season high, 14 points against the Knicks, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Carmelo Anthony had 12 points and 4 rebounds. Gary Trent Jr. had 11 points. Anthony Simons, he had 16 points tonight. But I'm going to tell you, that first half, ladies and gentlemen, just not enough people showed up for the New York Knicks. You had 2 guys show up in the first half. 3 guys. Let's say 3 guys. All right, Alec Burks, Julius Randle, and Immanuel Quickley. Those are the only guys that showed up to play for most of the game, to be honest with you. And those 3 guys almost won it for him. Immanuel Quickley in the fourth quarter, Alec Burks in the third quarter, and Julius Randle kind of carried them through the first half so that they didn't go down 40. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the box score for the New York Knicks tonight, of course, they were led again by Immanuel Quickley, 31 points. He was 9 for 18 from the field. He was 5 for 8 from the three-point line, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds. He had 4 assists. Only 1 turnover on the night for Immanuel Quickley. He led the team, and he did it in 24 minutes. Julius Randle, he had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He also had 5 turnovers on the night, and he fouled out the game. After that, you got Alec Burks. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds. He was knocking down threes for us. He only took 9 shots, but he's efficient as hell, so he's gonna get his 18 points. Other than that, no other Knick in double digits. Mitchell Robinson, 8 points, 9 rebounds. RJ Barrett, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Elfrid Payton, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and he got cooked by Damian Lillard in the first half. Austin Rivers, he played 28 minutes. He had 3 points. Nerlens Noel had 3 points and 11 rebounds, but he missed 1 alley-oop that could have, in the midst of a run, He missed that alley-oop, and I was hot. I was like, why is this man still in the game? I mean, listen, he did work. He helped us get back into the game. I got to give him that. He helped us get back into the game. He grabbed some big rebounds, but, man, that one oop from Immanuel Quickley hurt. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen. My man Nerlens Noel got hands of stone. He's got hands of stone, so, the New York Knicks lost to the Portland Trailblazers. They lost their second in a row, ladies and gentlemen. They fall to 8-10 on the season. Let's hear it from the guys, man. Let's hear it from the guys. And the lady of NBK. Divine, talk to me, man. How you feel about the game?
Big up to the panel. Peace to the chat. Big up to the chat. Hit the like button, man. Even in the loss, you got to have some type of spirit. Keep the show moving. You know what, man? Defense didn't show up in the first half. Damian Lillard got hot. You know what I mean? That's pretty much at the tail of the tape to me in that first half. We competed in the second half, but he a superstar, man. He had 39. A lot of them, but like I said, Quickley had 31. So in the point guard situation, it wasn't like it was a blowout on the point guard situation because Quickley had 31. He had 39. And a lot of that 39 was at the end of the game. I'm saying to get to 39 when they had to foul just to stop the clock and he goes to the line. But other than that, Lillard had 35 to me, and Quickley had 31, a +4. But I think Anthony Simons, all the mother cats, because that's a dangerous team. I was like, even before the chat, I said, listen, when them boys gonna be deadly in the playoffs, they can shoot from everywhere. All of them can shoot. So even if you trap Lillard, he threw it to Anthony Simons, he popping. They were just popping tonight. So even if you double teamed that brother, he threw it to one of them cats in the first half. I'm saying they was knocking down everything. I mean, they were just launching. And Trent Jr. ain't no joke. He good at what he do. Anthony Simons good at what he do. And Rodney Hood, they got a good team, and they made no slouch they were playing against tonight, man. And they ain't played in about a week. So, it's a different energy in all the games that we've been playing, not making no excuses. But I'm saying you got to look at the balance of what both teams are in at this present time. Knicks in the midst of a long road trip, a lot of games in one, and in the span of time, them cats been resting. They got energy. And Damian Lillard is Damian Lillard. He's another Kevin Durant. He's like all them dudes. Sometimes you can't stop a baller, and he was balling. And then when we tried to stop him, the other cats were doing it. But like I agree with y'all 100%. For it, I wish they would have trapped them, in the first half to change the defense. I agree with Tone, Steph, I agree with all that. But sometime in the midst of an NBA basketball game, there's certain things you just not going to be thinking about right there in the moment. And the Tibbs done coached amongst a lot of people, so I'm not even sweating that. But I just think our defense in the first half, giving up 60 points. That to me was the problem.
70. We gave up 70 in the first half.
So that's telling you right there, that's not the Knicks. 70 points in one half, that ain't the New York Knicks on any given night. We never do that. So it was just one of them things. We got bum rush tonight, bro. Right out the gate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't expect to win the game if you're going to give up 70 points. You make it that much harder on yourself. And while they fought back, they got down 25. That's tough to fight back from. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. And Julius Randle said it the other day. We got to learn how to be dogs to fight through all situations. You know what I'm saying? And you got to come out with the right energy. You got to come out with the right attitude. I felt like they came out probably with the right energy and right attitude. And then when Portland just started hitting everything, Damian Lillard for a while hadn't missed a shot. And then the Knicks, they went zone. And of course, that slows down. That if you have energy, this is the thing about a zone. If you have energy on the offensive side, a zone can slow your energy down if it's run the right way. You know what I mean? Which is still a reason why, and we'll get into this conversation another time, I guess, still a reason why that I don't understand why sometimes Tom Thibodeau doesn't go to a zone. Try to slow down the other team every once in a while. Go to a zone. See if you can slow. Damian Lillard was cooking. Yes, he was knocking down threes, right? I get it. But if you run a high 1-2-2 or a high 2-1-2, Get the ball out of his hands, make him have to move the ball. Guys are moving and rotating. At least you make him think a little bit, and you cut off that penetration because Damian Lillard was blowing past Elfrid Payton, getting into the paint, kicking it out to Robert Covington, kicking it out to Gary Trent Jr., kicking it out to freaking Derrick Jones Jr., who scored his season's high in the first quarter. And those guys were knocking down threes because everybody had to collapse on Damian Lillard.
Him.
You know what I mean? A zone could have just, gave him a little bit of something to look at. Slowed him down just a little bit in that first half. Because with the way the game went, if you're only down, say 10 points at halftime, this game could look really different coming down the stretch, and you might have won it. You know what I mean? But Kev, talk to me, man.
I don't know what to say. Well, salute to my brothers and sister on the panel. Salute to the chat. I got another stomach ache. I might have to take some kale pectate instead of Pepto-Bismol. Both of them, something. Might throw some gin in that too. So
be careful. Take care of yourself, bro. It's not worth it.
Right.
It's not worth it. They're not paying your bills, man. They're not paying your bills.
Yeah, that's exactly what my wife says. That's exactly what my wife ain't paying my salary and everything. But I've been invested in this since the early '90s. So there you go. Anyway, that comeback. It was cool, but where was this energy in the first half? Yeah, they were hitting shots and everything, but I don't just blame the players. I blame the coaching staff too. When couldn't they have thrown this press, in the beginning? It was abysmal. It really was. And the thing about it is, the only one that had the knack was Quickley and Randall. So, but. That's all I got. And Burks.
I thought that, and Kev, I think it's you. I hear a little bit of music in the background or something. So I'm gonna put you on mute for now. I thought in the first half, the addition of Burks to the starting lineup had a negative effect on RJ. Right, because I felt like Burks had the ball a little bit more in his hands than RJ did, and RJ was never really ready, could never really got into any kind of rhythm. I feel like having Burks in that starting lineup threw RJ off a little bit. You know what I mean? What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, it could have. RJ was just not there today. It could have been that, but it could have also been the zone as well. That impacted him.
Right.
Overall, I do give them credit for coming back, but 70 points in the first half, it's just, you just can't do it, especially as offensively challenged as we are. If it wasn't for Quick, there's no way we would have came back in this game.
Right.
We just don't have that type of offense. But I think it's a good point though. In the first half, they was hitting everything. So had we doubled Dame, he would have just passed it to one of them and they would have just knocked it down. That's just how hot they were in the first half. I still think that the high trap that we did in the second half, I think we should have did that a little earlier. I still think that we've been seeing this zone most of the season, and I don't even think we haven't gotten better. In terms of attacking the zone. That foul line area was wide open. Somebody could have flashed in there, got the ball, and shot it every time. One time they did, we was able to get an alley-oop to Mitch that he had to holler for because nobody saw him. But, for the most part, we got to do better against the zone. One thing I didn't like with Tibbs, or not that I didn't like, I thought he should have challenged that travel. Randall was called for travel, but Cantor had his hand on the ball.
Yes.
And at that point, we was digging, trying to get back. I just felt like we couldn't just leave that. We trying to get back, trying not to have empty possessions. I thought he should have challenged that. We wound up using the challenge later on. And it did help us. In the sense when they called that flagrant 2 on Randall, we used the challenge then. And,
Right. And
or is that an automatic challenge? Did we use that, or was that an automatic challenge?
I think if I heard Breen right, I think we did use the challenge.
Okay.
I
All right.
think
So I
we
guess in hope
did,
that's
but,
not.
but the thing about the challenge at that point, I mean, there was what, 40 something seconds left in the game
Yeah.
when that happened, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you know, it was almost, you know, it was almost done at that point.
Right.
That would
Right.
have been a really good challenge, I think.
I think underneath 2 minutes, the refs are able to review that, so it's not really a challenge or anything.
Right, but they're not going to review it if they called it.
Right.
Right.
Because that travel on Randall was a bad call. That was a bad call. Ennis Cantor had his hand all on the ball. That was a bad call. And if the whistle wouldn't have been stopped, there's a chance that Randall goes back up and makes the layup.
Right.
Well, no, it would have been a jump ball on a challenge.
It could have been. No. What I'm saying is, if the ref
the ball,
right. What I'm saying is, if the ref didn't blow the whistle, there's a chance that Randall goes back up. You know what I'm saying? Because he hit the ball, the ref blows the whistle and calls a travel. There's a chance that Randall can go back up. You know, I would have challenged it. It probably would have been a jump ball at that time. You know, when they would have went to center court and did a jump ball. But they did a good job fighting back, and they show that kind of heart. But you know, you got to be able to, you got to be able to get out there right from the beginning and be able to handle, what's going to be thrown at you, because they had to know that the Blazers were going to come. They hadn't played since January 18th. So you had to know that they were going to be energized and ready to go and ready to play. They couldn't wait to hit the court. Right. And if you play basketball, after you laid off and you haven't played for a while, sometimes that first game back, you money, bang, 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 bang. The second game is when that second game, the next time you hit the court, is when you're off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that first game back, everything is money. You know what I mean? And, the Knicks had to kind of know that a little bit.
Hey, real quick. Was this game supposed to have been played earlier?
It was supposed to be played at 9.
Yeah, 9.
At 9. Okay.
It was going to be played at 9.
An hour earlier. I'm thinking that it was okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a tough one. It's a tough one, man. I would have liked to seen the Knicks go to that trap a little bit earlier in that second quarter. Hard trap,
and that's
like Tony is going to talk about now. A hard trap, because they tried to trap a little bit in that second quarter, but it was soft and lazy walking up to the trap. Not really a hard trap. If you're walking up to a trap and you don't commit, the guard can stand there and say, okay, I see that they're coming. I can split it. I can see this guy's open, that guy's open. When you blitz that person like they were doing in the fourth quarter, now they got to make a quicker decision. You know what I mean? And you didn't have to do it the entire quarter. You could do it just a couple of times, every once in a while. Boom, 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 boom. Right. The Knicks don't do enough switching up the defense. And I think that's got to be the next step of their defense, because nowadays, like the basketball game in the NBA is becoming way more complex with that zone being played. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna match it, you gotta be able to match it, and be able to switch it up a little bit, especially when you're getting killed. Tony?
Yeah. I'm not letting them off the hook today. I am not letting them off the hook.
Exactly.
I know everybody's proud and happy they fought back, but in my eyes, that was Quickley. He was the difference maker, and the Knicks need to be singing his praises. And Tibbs, I wasn't on the start Quigley train before, but I'm on the train now. That's 100%. Yeah, I think he was the difference maker. Besides the fact that, they hit shots in the first half. Portland did, and they didn't hit as many threes in the second half. They didn't shoot as well, but they didn't have the same looks. Back to that hard trap, soft trap. Dane was breaking down the Knicks defense. He could see where the double team was coming from, to the point where the guys didn't even get to double team him because the ball was already released while they halfway to him, which gave a totally different look from being double teamed or being trapped, and it's a scramble of a pass, which makes it less of a precision pass, which make it less of a good look. Yeah, man, I'm
Now,
we should have won that, man.
I gotta say this though. I gotta say this. I'm not taking anything away from Quickley, but in that third quarter, we did shave the lead down to 12 in the third quarter, and Quickley didn't play in the third quarter. Quickley didn't play into the fourth quarter, and when we went into the fourth quarter, the Knicks were only down 12. They were down 25, and they shaved that lead down to 12 points. Right, so it wasn't just Quickley who sparked everything. The Knicks were already on that run when Quickley got into the game, right? Burks gets a lot of that credit, you know what I mean? Because Burks hit a lot of threes in that third quarter. He was hitting in the third quarter. Let me see. In the third quarter, Burks was 3 for 5. Burks actually had 12 points in the third quarter.
No, 100%.
Right.
I'm saying he's already solidified. We know what he could do. We know what Randall could do. I actually love the fact of putting sitting RJ for as long as he did with him not performing. I think we should see more of that. When it's warranted. Mm-hmm. When it's warranted. I'm glad he didn't hesitate, because that's something we wouldn't have seen from another coach. But yeah, I'm not saying Randall did his thing, Burks did his thing. When I say give Quickley his props, I'm referring to starting him.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not taking anything away from Quickley. You said that the run was basically because of Quickley, but it really wasn't, because that run started when Quickley wasn't in the game, right? They shaved that lead. They shaved that lead down to 12 points before Quickley got in the game, and then he took over in the fourth quarter. And he basically scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Not basically scored. He scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. Right? So in the fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying, he kept us in it, and he kept shaving that lead because, he was so hot in that fourth quarter. He kept shaving that lead. But the lead started going down there in that third quarter.
But Sim,
what I was trying to do was not say Alfred Payton's name.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
That's what I was trying to do.
You know why?
He should not be playing in a zone. Point blank, period.
Right. That's why he sat him in RJ.
If the zone is up, he got to sit. Timeout, substitution. And he can't come back until the zone is busted.
Yeah, he is consistently inconsistent. At that point guard position, he is consistently inconsistent.
Well, all of our point guards are consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I want them to start Quickley so that we can see he's going to be up and down just like all of them. That's just, I don't think it matters whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench, he's going to be inconsistent. He's a rookie. But I want to start him, give him his time, however many games, so that we can see it. Because it's going to happen. He's a rookie. He's going to be up and down. I don't think it matters whether he starts. What's most important is that he plays. When he's shooting them shots and he's good and he's playing well and he's on a roll, that Tibbs leaves him in there. And just like I think it was Cornerstone said, against the zone, automatic substitution.
Yeah. I mean, what's most important to me is that he plays. When he's hitting, and anybody who's doing well, I don't care who it is, anyone who's doing well, is that they're playing down the stretch in that fourth quarter. That's what's most important to me. Because I know some people will say, well, if he was in the game, maybe we wouldn't have gotten down by 25 or 20. I disagree. It was hot. Right. I don't think it was going to make too much of a difference.
It was hot. That's all that was. It was hot.
I mean, they gave us another shooter, and that's the difference. I believe they put the zone in early. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We just had Burks.
But here's the thing. I'm looking at the first quarter right now. Here's the thing. In the first quarter, we shot 40% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, we shot great.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying I don't think starting on would have made too much of a difference. We shot 40% from the 3-point line in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Quickley was in. We shot 50% in the second quarter, right? I mean, for the half, you know, when you look at our numbers for the half, we were shooting 46% from the first, from the 3-point line, and 45% from the field, and they played zone. So we shot well from the 3-point line. It's the defensive side of the ball where we didn't do well, right? When you look at the numbers for the game itself, let me pull that up real quick.
Turnovers.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, I like the fact that he comes in and changes the pace of the game. To me, that's invaluable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to lose that, because I feel like when you change those lineups, you're going to lose that change of pace, and I don't know who's going to bring it in that second lineup. And I don't know who's going to be, especially if Burks ends up being in the starting lineup. Who's good? If you have Burks and Quickley in the starting lineup, I don't know who's scoring in that second lineup, to be honest with you. But let's take a look at the overall numbers for the game. You know, I mean, I just feel like people put so much emphasis on who's starting and who's not starting, and less emphasis on, you know, what the lineups look like, especially coming down the stretch of the game.
Who's closing?
But you want to get off to a good start as well. You want to get off to a good start and set a tone.
But that's the thing.
That's one of the things. That's one of the things in the games that we won. We got off to a good start. But look at the games that we lost.
But we've also had games that we lost where we started off and took a double-digit lead and lost them. And we started off with a double-digit lead. We've had games the same way. I don't think that we're getting killed in all of our starts.
The only one that I could think of was OKC. That was it.
I mean,
every time else,
we'd have to go. I'd have to go back and look at all the first quarter stats. But I mean, to me, if you're down 4 points, if you're down 5 points, that's not a bad start to me. When you get down double digits, yes, that's a bad start. I feel like the starting lineup has come out and played well with other teams. The third quarters, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? There's been times, I mean, of course there are times when we're down double digits and we had to come back. There are times when we were up double digits and we lost them as well. You know what I mean? I just don't think that, I just don't think the starting lineup has played terrible every game.
If you're comparing wins and losses, in the wins and losses, it's been the first and third quarter that's destroyed us. In the losses, that's what destroyed us. In recent losses, but in other losses, we've been up. In other losses, we've been up. You know, we'd have to look at it and see what we're doing for the season. But I just don't think that it's solely just, this lineup has been so terrible that we're down double digits every game. It hasn't been like that.
But Sim, what we talked about earlier about when Peyton scores like in double digits for the game, 9 times out of 10 we win the game. He only had 8 points today. He was missing
more
shots.
Points we would have won.
Yeah,
double digits from Peyton tonight.
Yeah, that's good.
To me, double digits from Peyton was.
He was not.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I've seen Peyton take it to the teeth of the defense. I've seen him do it.
Double digit points for
doing
me
that tonight.
For me, double digit. It wouldn't have mattered because he couldn't guard Damian Lillard. So it wouldn't have mattered if he scored. In my opinion, he couldn't guard Damian Lillard. He couldn't be in the game. He couldn't be in the game.
Could Quickley though. They adjusted. They
adjusted. They adjusted
like
and they
could guard him.
Well, right. I mean, but in the first half,
I think I think Peyton actually did a good job. He was just hitting tough shots.
Yeah, he was shooting.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I thought that Peyton. I thought that Damian Lillard was really having his way getting into the paint with Peyton on him. Now, of course, in the second half, we don't know if Quickley would have. Or we don't really know if Austin Rivers did much better because they were trapping and taking the ball out of his hands, so it looked different. You know, but I thought he was.
And they was trapping with a big.
They were trapping with a big.
I think Dame Lillard recognized Quickley though. They were talking. He see that boy game though.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I've been saying since the beginning of the season, It's not that Alpha Payton is a bad dude. He do 5, 6, 7 things that Quickley can't do. But there's one thing he can do that's important to the Knicks that Quickley can do that he can't do. That boy can shoot. The NBA is a 3-point shooting league. This is what the league do. The league shoot threes. And if Quickley or Burks is not in there, our team suffers because none of them cats can shoot threes.
And let me put something up. Yeah,
it's a 3-point shooting league. This is a 3-point shooting league. And if in our starting lineup, if Quickley and Burks not in there, you know, and see, Elfrid missed some wide open 3-point shots tonight that kind of changed the game. So it's not really about because Quickley is better than this cat. No, I just think that the Knicks as a team, I don't even care with Alpha Payton. They could be somebody else. If they not shooting that three, we're not going to beat a lot of teams because we ain't scoring that many points as it is. So I think Quickley will give us a little bit of an advantage, maybe getting a couple of threes in the first start of the game that don't put us in a catch-up mode. But that ain't had to do it tonight. Tonight we got our butt.
That's what I was going to say.
Help.
That's what I was going to say. Tonight we shot 47% at the half. We were shooting 47% from the three-point line. Looking at the numbers, you know, we out-rebounded them 47-39. We had more assists, 20-19. We had more steals, 9-5. We didn't have any blocks tonight. They had 8 blocks. We had 12 turnovers. They had 11. We shot 45% from the field. They shot 47%. We shot 41% from the three-point line. They shot 37%. We shot 92% from the free throw line. They shot 92% from the free throw line. We outscored them in the paint 44-30. We got 11 second chance points. They got 10. We had 9 fast break points. They had 7.
Yep.
Jeez.
If we didn't give up the big lead, we would have won.
You know what I'm saying?
Sound like we won the game.
And I got to come to my corner, Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince, what the hell's wrong with Knox, man? Can he hit a three-pointer?
Knox been getting a lot of time, though.
You know that's the
they got him playing like marksman minutes, man, and honestly, like I said, I mean, you see, he put it on the floor. He went to the basket, got fouled, knocked down his free throws. What more can you ask from the kid? He played defense. Like, I mean, again, Kev, like everybody said, man, like when we lose, we always looking for a remedy for why we lost. Where tonight, it just was like we said.
Oh, I said everybody. Yeah,
well,
I said everybody.
I don't know if I would say everybody. I would just say like just sometime a matchup in the scheme, it just beats you. And I think tonight with Thibodeau not going out with that aggressive mentality to say that he was going to try to blitz Lillard early, and Lillard just coming out and having a crazy start. Like I said, the guy, I don't think he missed his shot. It seemed like in the first quarter. So again, like with that, it was a lot of that. And then again, like I said, I mean, just getting back to the Knox question, Knox play, like I said, I didn't see where he, lost us the game or he didn't shoot the ball. Like I said, when he got the ball, he tried to make shots, you know what I'm saying? And again, he was 0 for 3 from 3. And then, like I said, he knocked down his 2 free throws as far as I know.
Yeah. I'd like to see Knox get some more minutes.
So it's like, all right, so to your point, when you said that it wasn't the matchup that we were supposed to have. So that's like 2 straight games with Sacramento and now Portland, where the matchups have not where we could not have adjusted to the game plan.
As long as, like I said, I mean, anytime all season, as long as we're going to run up against guards, and even we see that Simmons kid is pretty good. Gary Trent Jr., he's a decent backup, and he was lights out tonight. I mean, that guy shot he shot the leather off the ball. I mean, he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, when guys have guys have performances like that, it's kind of like Sim said, good defense, better shot, better offense. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that sometimes. Again, not making excuses. I'm just as mad as Tone and you.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those games where it's like.
Yeah. So going back to the first quarter scoring.
Yeah. Right.
The Knicks are giving up 24.9 points per game in the first quarter. And they are scoring. They average 26.3 points per game in the first quarter.
That's what I don't understand when people say we in such a hole after the first quarter. Like, I don't see that.
Both, because I'm talking about
that's all together. That's all together for the season.
I'm comparing losses to wins.
No, but what I'm saying altogether for the season, we're outscoring teams in the first quarter.
Right.
Let me get to this caller. Call and also Tony, we had 3 turnovers in the second half. I think you asked for that. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Yo, what's good, man? Is that still right?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Everything good. You know, not happy about the loss right there, but you know, it comes with it. Just a couple things I had. I really think that one thing is missing, and it's
hard to hear.
really.
You kind of fading away. Fading away. It's hard to hear you.
Oh, yo, you can hear me better now?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah. I think one thing that's really hurting OB game and our game in general is crashing the boards. Like on offense, it seems like it don't be nobody there. And I mean, like when shots go up, and I think that between like, especially when OB on the floor, but like with Mitch, with Nerlens Noel, I mean, even like really with Kevin Knox too. That's something that they got to get to as far as really like just crashing the boards right there. I mean, so I think that's one thing. Another thing what I wanted to ask you about is like what you think as far as like you remember when we played the Warriors as far as how like Payton was playing Dion Steph. Like to me that like he did his thing. I when I seen Lillard today, they ain't like going off like that. I was really wondering why we didn't have him playing that type of D on him, and then also like why Frank ain't coming because to me they could really just be locking down like when it's another strong guard like that, like basically having them just on them like how they did Steph, you know. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be 100 every time, but they should at least gave that a try to me. What you think about that?
I mean, they could have gave it a try. The only thing that I'll say about that is Tibbs, did say he was only going to use him in situational purposes, and he's not fully back with his endurance and stuff like that after being off for 3 weeks. But situational purposes, I think this is a situation where he would use Frank Ntilikina when Frank Ntilikina is ready to go. Right? This would be a key situation where you would use Frank.
And how about as far as what I was saying with the crashing the boards?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the thing is, like,
I think we won a big hole. Like, I don't get how they ain't did that.
So I think we won the battle of the boards. I don't know how many offensive boards we got tonight. Let me see how many offensive boards we got as a whole. Offensive rebounds for the Knicks tonight. We had 13 offensive rebounds to Portland's 9.
We did.
Second chance points.
Yeah.
Second chance points. Because that's important.
Second chance points. We outscored them in second chance points. In second chance points, we had 11. They had 10.
So that's
statistically okay.
That sounds good. That looked good right there. But I'm just saying as far as like I think that we need to go even harder. Like to us, that's almost like shots because. Like if we got Elfrid Payton shooting threes, then our ball crashing and all that really needs to be like a serious part of our offense, you know?
Right. Oh, definitely, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Because no matter what happens, we know he can't shoot. He's now under 30% shooting from the 3-point line, and there's gonna come times when he's gonna have to shoot it. You got to have rebounders go to the boards. I'm going to tell you where we lost the game. I mean, obviously, we gave up a 25-point lead. But statistically looking at it statistically, while we were 41% from the 3-point line, we only made 12 or 29 because we only took 29 threes. Los Angeles. The Blazers took 46 threes, and they made 17. Right? So, there right there is one little area where we – even though we shot a better percentage, we lost that battle, right? Every other battle we actually won. We were 23 for 25 from the free throw line. They were 21 for 23. I mean, the turnovers were kind of even. Blocks, they got a lot more blocks, which led to them getting the ball, but it didn't necessarily lead to any fast break scoring. That 3-point shooting, 46 threes, especially in the first half, because they only shot 20% in the second half. You know what I mean? It's us getting down by 25. And I'm going to tell you, even from the beginning, I said it in the game preview, from the beginning of that game, I felt like we missed Reggie Bullock's ruggedness. He looks up the game. We missed that, man. We missed that.
I agree with that.
100%.
Yeah.
What was your
Yeah. Hey, my man, I appreciate the call, man.
Yo, my pleasure. Have a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Sim, what was your prediction of what you thought the final score was going to be? What did you say?
I was afraid that Damian Lillard was going to go off and have like a magical game. Today he played a great game. I don't know if it was magical, right? I was afraid of that.
Yeah, moderate.
I was afraid of our defense with Reggie Bullock. I thought that we were going to pull it out and win the game like 106-102, something like that. That's what I thought, we were going to do.
It was just reversed, but you were close.
Yeah.
You were real close.
Caller, you live. What's popping?
Hey, Sim, what is our offense? Oh, sorry.
Yo, good night, everyone. Shouts out Canarsie.
No doubt.
I just wanted to pose a
you.
question to you and the panel. I'm sick and tired of watching Nerlens Noel play. The Brooklyn Nets need a backup center, and they have Landry Shamet just sitting rotten on their bench. He hasn't been in the rotation, and his numbers have been down this year. How do you guys feel about a swap for Noel for Shamet?
And then use. Well, I guess the question is going to be: do you think that Taj Gibson can go 25 minutes a night for the entire season and be productive? I mean, I would do it if the Brooklyn Nets were willing to do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat because we can use a guy that can a shooter like that.
But Brooklyn's not going to do. It's not going to do anything.
They need front court help.
They need front court help.
They tried to get a first for Shamet. They tried to get a first round pick for him before that trade went down with Harden, but nobody was willing to give up that first round pick for him.
Yeah, they looking at JaVale McGee too for that position. To get him.
I think Todd to do it though, because he started last year, man. Todd started a lot of games last year.
He started 4 minutes. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. He started.
I think we'd be relying more on Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, we would.
Oh yeah,
we would. Yeah, we would.
Because he can't be in foul trouble like last year. He's gonna have to stay with the consistency that he has.
Todd, to give you a little bit of offense, he got that good mid-range game, and he got a nice little mid-range game.
That's the reason why.
He got that good mid-range game, and he's tough, man. I mean, we need dogs. We need some dogs in that team. I mean, I wouldn't mind that trade at all. I wouldn't mind that trade at all.
And that changes the zone too, because Mitchell Robinson is a bit ineffective in that zone. It's only so much that he can do. And if we don't find him, a lot of our turnovers are trying to find Mitchell Robinson because it's a small window of where you could get him the ball down there.
I wish. See, that's when you wish he had like
opens it up a little bit.
He had a shooter's mentality. You wish that Mitchell would have that shooter's mentality because if they throw that zone at us, he could just go right to the foul line, just try and hit it from there.
Spot is all day.
Yeah, it's open all day.
And what's our offense ranked this year in the league?
Our offense in the league this year, coming into this game, at least scoring wise, we were close to the bottom of the league. We were like 29 or something like that.
Yeah, at least
that's what I'm trying to say about our offense. Because 3 times 10 is 30. 2 times 10 is 20. We don't got no 3-point shooter to keep up in this league. We ranked at the bottom of the league. We got to get somebody who can come in there and score that ball. So that's why the way the Knicks play, we're going to be in games like this. We got to remember our offense is at the bottom of the league.
That's why I think the improvement that we need is not even on our roster. I've been saying that for a long time. The improvement we need, we trying to move somebody from the bench to the starting lineup. I think our problems is bigger than that.
So let me ask you this. If we do get a guy like that, because right now we only shoot like we're down towards the bottom of the league in even attempts and 3-point attempts. If we were to get a guy like Shamet, this and that, do you think the attempts actually go up or no?
I don't think so because it's a style of play.
Right. So that's what I mean. If the attempts don't go up, because like tonight, we shot 41%, but we only took 29 attempts.
Because we don't have people that's like shooters or shoot. Shamit come in, he's shooting. Hield is going to
Yeah,
shoot.
exactly.
Bill is going to shoot.
Yeah.
We don't have those types of shooters that have that type of mentality that I'm going to shoot the three.
So Steph, you
And
don't
Quickley
think
brings the attempts up too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about-
Quickley brings it up as well.
what about Knox? What about Knox?
I don't understand what's the issue with Knox. I would play Knox more. I would. I don't get it.
Start him. Got nothing to lose. Start him Quickley, man. Because
I don't get him.
them two
He would put him up. He would get our attempts up as well.
Yeah, he stretched the floor.
He would definitely would.
Alpha Payton ain't gonna shoot. Julius Randle ain't gonna shoot the three. So think about our front lineup. Mitchell Robinson don't shoot a three. Julius don't shoot a three. RJ don't shoot a three. Peyton don't shoot a three. You got 4 cats in our start lineup that don't even shoot the three.
Yeah, that's a
So,
problem.
yeah, it's the second
I mean,
That's a problem.
they shoot them. I mean, you may cringe when they shoot them, but they do.
Yeah,
Quickley does shoot.
Randall will shoot the three, but if you
it's
put the
not his
right
shot.
people around him, he won't have to.
won't have to.
And that's what we want.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Numbers speak for
because
itself.
Randall, I think, is shooting about 35% from three this season. I think somewhere.
That's what
Yeah,
he's
it's
got.
coming
Like
into
2
this
a
game. Yeah, somewhere like 2, like
Probably
2 a
less.
game, 2 or 3 a
Probably
game.
1 point something.
I think he's making 1 point something per game.
It's not enough.
You know, that's what he's making. But let me see what his attempts are per game. Julius Randle,
Can you hear me?
he is shooting. Yeah, Kareem, I can hear you. What's going on, man? So Randle is
How's it going,
shooting
everybody?
just
Hey,
about.
How you feeling, man?
Yeah, Randall's shooting 35%, 34.8. He's shooting just about 4 attempts per game.
That's below
And he's
league average.
making like 1.3 attempts per game.
3 attempts per game, yeah. But Sim, can we? I'm telling you, man, I'm sick of watching all that with Alpha Payton. All they got to do is put the zone on him, man. It's over.
And it's over.
Man, trade that dude for a sock with a hole in it and a bottle of Jim Beam or something, man. Get this dude out of here. I'm sorry, man. Quickly, but I feel like Thibodeau is still looking at analyzing Quickley so he won't throw him to the dogs too soon. But I believe in a couple of weeks Quickley will be starting because every team is going to put a zone on us now. Every team is going to put a zone on us now.
I mean, the thing is, you know, for the reasons that people are saying that Alfred Payton hurts the zone, that's not the reason that it hurt us tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because we shot high from the 3-point line. It's not just the 3-point shooting; it's about the spacing on the floor,
the spacing, the movement.
It's about the spacing
but
and the ball movement.
Doing some, they kept denying Barrett and Randall the ball in that first pass.
Yeah.
Barrett couldn't even get a chance to get a pass.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you know that zone is more about the spacing and ball movement. If you look at one of the shoot arounds that me and Prince did, we broke down how the Knicks broke a zone, busted the zone wide open for easy layup with Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Alfred Payton, and Mitchell Robinson on the floor, and it was all based on getting the ball to one side on the floor, an aggressive reversal, hitting the gaps, and it opened the floor wide open for an easy layup without even worried about a three, and you had no 3-point shooters on the floor. The Knicks had bad spacing in that zone. When they get the ball, they hold it and dribble instead of keeping the ball moving. It's not just about the 3-point shooters. The 3-point shooters you need. You do need the 3-point shooters. I'm not saying you don't need 3-point shooters in the zone. You clearly do, right? Because it spreads the floor out so that those gaps are wider open. Right? When you have guys that you are afraid are going to knock down that three, now you're going to go out and you're going to defend that 3-point line. Now the gaps are open. You can get the ball inside. But if you don't have those 3-point shooters, that means you got to move the ball even faster. You're not going to penetrate the zone by dribbling. That's something that Alfred Payton tries to do. He tries to penetrate the zone through dribbling through the zone instead of keeping the ball moving. You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna talk to y'all tomorrow. It was great.
Good seeing you, brother. Good seeing you.
And we'll just gotta go back to the drawing board. That's all. You know, that's all we can do. All right, love y'all. Take care.
Let me get to this caller. Call you live. What's popping?
Tim,
what's going on, man?
What's good, boy? Y'all sound as bad as down the road.
No, we good. We just analyzing the game, bro. We good. We good. I'm not.
I was listening to my man G-Mo. He got the Wolverine mask on, and if Elfridge Payton is missing, I'm telling you who's the first suspect. It's G-Mo and his boys, because he's on the ledge. He's on the ledge down the road. For real. Now, let me ask you something. Yeah. Being that this was against Portland. And before I say that, big up to the chat. You know, everyone is there. I've never said hi to Steph, and I know she's been a regular recently and so forth. So I just want to say hi. We need more females in the chat.
Definitely.
You know, and so forth. So all right. So let me cut the pleasantries. Okay. Being that we was playing against Portland, right? And Carmelo was there. You remember a game a few years ago when we had Kid and everybody, and we played against San Antonio, and I think Raymond Felton. It was probably the first or probably top one or top two game that Raymond Felton had against San Antonio. Dropped 25. I think Melo had like 6 of the game, right? And before the game started, they told Melo, they're gonna take you out of this game, so everyone else is gonna contribute. The reason why I brought this up, because I heard the pregame show earlier, and it was about matchups and who was guarding Dame Dash and so forth, and you guys talked about everything except for this one thing right here. How come they didn't throw the trap on Dame Dash early when he was getting off the same way they did to him in the second half, and the third and the fourth quarter when they were coming back? See what I'm saying?
Right. Well, that's what we talked about tonight.
Would have slowed him down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? When he's on the bounce and he's coming off and shooting 35-footers, I think he made his first nine shots tonight, or 10, whatever it was. He was
something
so
like that.
on fire, right?
Yep. Something like that. First 9-10 shots. He was hot.
Everyone else fed off of that. Thibodeau tonight was just way too stubborn and not wanting to go to that trap. I'm like, in order for the rest of those guys to get their off, Dame has to get off first. You see what I'm saying? We kind of just sat there in the same old with that trying to play that straight up man defense and so forth, and it wasn't working. Besides the offense not working, we all know what Elfridge Payton is. Okay? We can't dissect Elfridge Payton game anymore, because you know what? He didn't go find a jump shot. He didn't have a jump shot in college. He didn't have a jump shot in high school. He didn't have a jump shot in them when Perry got him here, when he had those 5 triple-doubles, whatever, he never had a jump shot. But what we could have helped ourselves with tonight was for the coach to do a little different defensively on a player like Dame Dash.
I agree with you 100%.
Or Dame Lillard, excuse me, not Dame Dash.
Yeah. We know
he might as well been Dame Dash tonight.
Right, he was dashing in that paint tonight.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, people. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna need you to call G-Mo, and find out if you all right. Like I said, that man is really tight. Anyway, Knicks family, y'all know what it is. We're gonna be all right. Let's keep it positive. I ain't gonna come on with the Grim Reaper like I told y'all anymore. Let's keep it positive.
Well,
Knicks family.
listen. I said from the beginning, I'm not like, I enjoyed the comeback. I wish we didn't get down 25. I enjoyed the comeback, and I think there's a lot from this game that we can learn from. And Immanuel Quickley got to play, a nice, tight game where he was a contributor, a main contributor. He was cool at the free throw line. He got to get that kind of experience in. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that you could take from this game.
Yeah, quickly look good. Burks. Every time I watch Burks before I get up, it makes me wonder, why was this man considered a journeyman? Why did Golden State get rid of him? Why did Philly get rid of him? He has a flat flamethrower. He can flat out shoot the ref.
He can.
And he doesn't disturb, and he doesn't need 15 to 20 shots in order to get his shots off. And he's not trying to be greedy. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna be all right. I like Quickley, what Quickley's doing. Quickley's really starting to come on. At some point in time, Thibodeau's going to have to relax the minutes from Peyton. I know he likes Peyton. Peyton plays hard. He just can't shoot. And this is what I was trying to tell you a couple of weeks ago. Peyton just can't. The man was missing 5 and 6 foot floaters, and he's been missing those. If you can't miss those, I can't expect you to hit a 3-pointer. Anyway, Knicks family, y'all know what it is. Stay tight.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna say something to you guys that's gonna get you guys tight right now. All right, I don't mean to do it, but I gotta do it. All right, this is a report coming out from Steve Popper, from Julius Randle after the game. I know it makes me tight, and I hate when these type of things come out after the games. But this is from Steve Popper. This is from Julius Randle. He said Julius Randle said that the officials told him after the game that they made a mistake on that call at the line, his 6th foul. Said he should have gone to the line for 2 and a tech, which could have tied the game.
Wow.
That type of stuff pisses me
I'm not
off,
surprised,
bro.
though, because look,
I mean,
I'm not surprised. 'Cause look at the play with Randall when they when Cancer held the ball and they called out a travel.
Right.
Not that I mean to cut you off, so my apologies.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm going to read it again one more time for everybody listening. Julius Randle said that the officials told him after the game that they made a mistake on the call at the line, which was his 6th foul. Said he should have gone to the line for 2 and a tech, which could have tied the game because the Knicks were down about.
They missed.
That he should have got a tech?
No.
That on him first.
And it's Cantor.
First. They missed it.
Yeah, and it's Cantor or whoever should have got a tech, and that Julius Randle should have went to the line for 2.
That's crazy. But not surprising.
But
I felt like they were trying to get him that game down the stretch.
I mean, of course, the Knicks should have never put themselves in that situation. You know what I mean? When you put yourself in that situation, then you leave it to the refs to make bad calls. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You leave it to the refs to make bad calls. You know what I mean? And yes, somebody asked, didn't they review that? They did review it. They sat and they looked at the call and reviewed it.
Right.
And still,
that one.
That's tough.
Yep.
That's tough. Still, the Knicks should have never put themselves in that situation. You get down 25, that's going to happen to you when you leave it in the hands of the refs. Tony?
I just wanted to tell Kareem that Quickley will be starting when we get back home. I don't think.
I really believe so, man.
I really want to say next game, like I text him, but I'm gonna say he'll make that change when we get back home.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, when I watch the games, Tony, time and time again, man, he can beat the zone with ease. Like, this dude is beyond his years with understanding the game. It just comes to him, and it's just I like what I see with him, man.
And
but I know Thibodeau wants to make sure, like he just look at a little bit more of him and then like, okay, here.
And to your point, Sim, like Kareem just said, I think not only was Thibodeau watching, wanting to see what he could do, but I think in this game, for me personally, it felt like this was the first time that he was in during the fourth quarter, but Randall deferred to him. Like, he didn't just. Actually, my one complaint with Quickley was one play. I think he was a little too unselfish. Like, he didn't look for his shot. But overall, Randall was willing to, go to him when he was hot. We haven't really seen that down the stretch. It was really Randall asking for the ball. Let me make the play for you rather than you make the play. And I know,
but I think Randall realized he can make the play for
right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the first time that he kind of acknowledged that. Like, he's been in the fourth quarter before, but usually Randall's asking for the ball and he's trying to make the play, whether it's Quickley or anybody else or for himself. Mm-hmm. This time he was like, "Here, you doing your thing." You know what I mean? Like, make the play. You making the right play.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, Sim, I gotta tell you something, man.
One second.
My bad.
1 second. We'll see. If Tibbs decides to go with Immanuel Quickley, and I have no problems whichever way he goes, really, to me, because no matter what happens, if Quickley ends up starting, Elfrid Payton's still gonna play 25 to 30 minutes, so you're still gonna have Elfrid Payton on the floor in the zone, not in the zone, or whatever. It's gonna be the same difference, in my opinion. You know what I mean? What's gonna matter to me is when you come down the stretch, whoever's playing better and making the plays, that's who you have in the game. You don't put Payton in because you like Payton, even though Quickley's having a good game, or vice versa. You play whoever is good that night and whoever is being productive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think Thibodeau. I still believe wholeheartedly that Thibodeau is in the midst of just developing consistency. You know what I mean? Yes, he wants to win, and he's going to put guys in the game down the stretch that are going to win you the ball game, but I think he's trying to develop that consistency, let guys develop their roles, get their footing. We still got guys in and out of the lineup and this and that. I don't know if it's by design or not, but, I think he's still trying to develop that consistency with the lineups, and then he'll start to tinker with it. If he's going to go into that, I still don't believe he's going to go into the starting lineup this season. He could. I think it would probably be next season. I think there's something to say for, like Thibodeau said earlier in preseason, when rookies come in, you got to learn, like, guys that's been in the league have played against this guy before, know what to expect, this and that and the other thing. And he believes that, rookies have that learning curve, and he likes to help them go through that learning curve, And, to me, if he comes in and, can give you, well, he's not going to give you 31 every night, but he comes in and he's giving you 15, 17 points off the bench in 30 minutes, is just as good to me.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I think if you put
this, I'm sorry, I will say this. Payton is the type of vet that, one, I think he'll play better coming off the bench, meaning like he'll have that consistent fire under him. Like, we see when he plays these bad games, what does he do? He goes after the game, he's shooting. He comes back and redeems himself. If he gets a bench role, I think he'll have that fire every single day.
He helped the bench more than me. I think he helped the bench more because he got shooters around him.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
That second team is going to be a mess.
Because you know what it is?
I kind of agree. I think it's going to be
a mess. He's real slow.
Yeah.
I don't see, like, Quickley brings the ball up quickly. He can hit Knox. He hit Obi. Payton is going to make that second team trash. I think if you move Payton out the second team, you might as well just don't even play him. I mean, if you move him out the first team, just don't even play him. Just go with Austin Rivers on the second team.
On the second squad.
We got to say that is because we are 25th in the league in scoring. I don't care. We can talk about Payton to the cow. Hold up one second, Sim. We are one of the worst scoring teams in the NBA. Because here's the problem with Payton. When he in the first lineup, all he do is he just pound the ball.
No, I agree with you. But if you put him in the second unit is going to be worse, and we're going to have them same scoring problems. Just don't play him at all. If you're going to take him out the starting lineup, just don't play him at all.
Can I tell you a little secret though, Stephanie? Mm-hmm. If I don't want him to play, I'm sorry. I know.
That's what I'm saying. You either gonna start him. I don't see him doing nothing for that second unit. Then just don't play him at all.
Only giving us. Did y'all see his stats? He's only given us 4 assists this season a game.
I think that's a little bit more has to do with Julius Randle being more the orchestrator out there on the floor. Right. I really think it has to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Another reason for him to start. Oh, Sim, I just read.
I'm okay with Quickley starting. I just think if he does start, then we don't need Payton at all.
If Elfrid Payton was in the second unit,
corrupt feet.
If he was in the second unit, he got shooters spreading the floor. See, he don't have that in the first unit. He'll have Knox. He'll have Burks. He'll have Quickley. He can get through the lane because that's his game. But when he playing against Payton, when he got Julius, he can't get in the lane with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Exactly. If you put him in the second unit, he can kick the Knox he can kick it to Quickley, or he can.
Because I feel like the
But that second unit will then be a half-court team. They'll no longer be a running team.
I think Peyton ran real good.
It will no longer be a running team.
When he was in Orlando, that's what he did. I think when he was in Orlando, that's what Peyton did good in Orlando. He used to go up and down the court on the fast break. That's what he used to do. But I think if you go in that second unit, we cannot function the way that first unit right now. You can, in no way, the Knicks will not get nowhere with that starting lineup. They have no shooter. So even if you put Peyton in that second lineup.
How can we not get anyway? We 8-10. We've been getting somewhere.
I know, but that's because of our defense, though. But that's because of our defense. Our defense ain't always going to be like that every night. They ain't always going to hold people down to 100 points every night because they're going to get tired too. So, and I think that was a prime example tonight. I think our defense could not hold them cats, and they busted for 70 points on us.
But listen,
we got to try it. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, it's still a zero-sum game. He's still playing. Okay. It's not like we talking about somebody who's not playing and coming in. We just shift him when he plays. To me, it's the same thing. What we need is not on this roster.
Yeah, we need
I agree with that. To me, it's still, to me, it's still like Steph just said, you're still playing the same guys. Now, if you say, I'm going to play Quickley 35, 37 minutes, right?
That's different. Now,
and then Peyton only 10 or whatever it is.
Right.
Now, maybe, and you think that Quickley can, because he's playing 37 minutes, 38, 37 minutes, or whatever it is, can give you 20, then now maybe something changes as far as the scoring. But if the minutes are going to, for the most part, be the same, which if you're talking about Tom Thibodeau, the minutes are probably going to be the same. Then
that's the argument. We arguing starting. The argument should be more minutes.
But it's
more minutes than anything.
Exactly, more minutes.
With Tibbs, starters get more minutes. Like that's consistent with him.
Exactly.
It's a rotation. So if you talking starter, he's gonna get starter minutes.
I don't know if that's totally true because he didn't get more minutes.
24 today.
I mean, I don't know if that's all. It's based on who's playing well.
That was because of the game, right? That was because of the game action. That I just think
it usually comes down to who's playing the
I'm gonna read one thing to you guys, right? I don't have a problem with him starting either. You know what I mean? I just think that I just feel like I just feel like it doesn't lead to better rotations. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's all about lineups. I don't think it leads to better lineups. Right. This is a stat that I'm gonna read out. You know, people keep talking about guys and their shooting, and who benefits where on the floor. With Elfrid Payton on the floor, Reggie Bullock with him on the floor, his true shooting percentage is 54.5%. With him off the floor is 26.9. Austin Rivers with Elfrid Payton on the floor his true shooting percentage is 55.9%. With Payton off the floor is 51.8. With R.J. Barrett, with Peyton on the floor, his true shooting percentage is 51.3. With Peyton off the floor, is 43.8. The only two players that shoot worse with Peyton on the floor is Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson.
See, y'all just answered my whole point. It's not about Elfrid Payton. Y'all just answered my whole point. It don't matter who he playing against. He got shooters. He can get the ball to the shooters. Elfrid Payton can run a team.
But what I'm saying,
so I think that's my whole point, though.
I mean, but two of the guys that's in the starting lineup shoot better with Elfrid Payton on the floor than with him off the floor.
I understand that, but that's not my point, Sim. I understand that point, but that's what I'm trying to say. And no matter who Elfrid Payton playing with, he can make them. So he wouldn't affect the second unit to me because he's going to get them high percentage shots and good corners. I just think that he could get knocks and them better looks. Now when Quickley in there, Burks and all them want to shoot the ball too. There's really no facilitator. You know what I mean? So if you put him in the second unit, Elfrid Payton will facilitate and get them high percentage shots, just like you said. That's my whole argument right there, that he get them guys better percentage shots. And when the second unit don't have that point guard who will give them good looks because they all kind of trying to score or they're young, I just think Elfrid Payton will work better with them because he can get them catch shots. And he's more of a dog. We don't have no dogs in that second lineup. You put that boy in there, he'll make knocks and play harder, and he will get them looks. Quickley will come in the first unit and make the 3-point shot that we're not getting. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think that one works better here, one works better there. That's all it is. He's Quickly better than him. Quickly works better with the first unit because we have no shooters. Alpha Payton works better with the second unit because we got a facilitator. That's all I'm saying.
He spaces the floor for Randall, for RJ, for for everybody else. Where Payton kind of crowds them.
I'm just not sure if that's totally true. I guess we got to see what he looks like, playing consistent minutes with that group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because, when we go and we look at, I'm trying to find it now, when we look at the lineups, the top lineups for the teams, and I want to look at the lineups that play and look at their shooting percentages. That's what I'm trying to find right now. See if I can find it. Not sure exactly where I need to look. But while I'm looking for that, let's talk about against Utah, because I'm afraid of this game against Utah. I said it earlier today that I'm afraid of this game. Not one, because it's a revenge game for Utah. Two, Donovan Mitchell is playing hard. They're on a 6-7 game win streak. I don't know if they played tonight, but if they did, they came into tonight on a win streak. And then 3, the Knicks should be playing kind of desperate now that they've lost 2 in a row. I'm a little bit afraid of this game. You know what I mean? How you feeling about this game coming up?
I think it's a good matchup, but I mean, my 5-0 prediction already went down the drain, but I'm still gonna say we're gonna pull it away. But I do like the matchup. I always like Mitch going against Gobert. I think we get to see if any inside information was given up with Johnny Bryant. He might know what frustrates Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry, Spider Mitchell, whatever. So maybe we use that to our advantage. They are going to give us their best shot. I think if we come in with that mindset, knowing that, like, basically the same thing with Portland tonight. I think they came out giving us their best shot. They couldn't play no games in a week, but you better believe they've been practicing for a week. And that helps, you know what I mean? And they came in the game like they was still in practice mode. Like it didn't matter about a hand in their face or whatever. Like we've been shooting these shots. We've been practicing for a week. But yeah, I think we're gonna get their best shot. So this should be a true test. And we gotta know, man, we gotta continue to start the game off strong to win the game.
Yeah. Divine, what do you think about this game?
I think we got to contain their 3-point shooters because they got that other Bogdanovich guy, Darren DeMitchell, Conley. I mean, they got 3-point shooters in their starting lineup. So we're going to have to do just like tonight. We got to get out on that 3-point line and defend. If not, the same thing happened tonight. Going to happen Tuesday if we don't defend their 3-point shooters. And they got a bunch of them too. This is a 3-point shooting league. You don't defend the 3, you're losing. Our defense ain't going to be able to carry us every night. So I think that it's going to be tough. Jordan Clarkson having a good year. He coming off the bench. I mean, they got a good team. Them dudes can shoot, man. And I just think that shooting in today's NBA, in the modern NBA, you got to have knockdown 3-point shooters on your team to win games. They got them in their starting lineup. So we got to hope that, we can knock down some threes to them and defend that 3-point line. Other than that, the Bear going to neutralize Mitchell Robinson. They going to come to that. That's an even match, basically. If Donovan Mitchell got the upper hand so far than anybody on our team, because he's starting to go to superstar status almost. So Julius Randle and RJ Barrett gonna have to bring it Tuesday because, like I said, them cats can shoot the ball, they defend, and like I said, they hungry, man. They talking about they trying to win it this year. They talking about after that game and after last year in the bubble against the Denver Nuggets, they took them to game 7. They would both hit 2 points, whatever. Him and Jamal Murray was going at it. My man Donovan Mitchell said, "Listen, next year." We going for it. We're going to be healthy, and they are healthy. They didn't have Bogdanovich and Conley like that. Them boys is healthy. They got a good team. That's why they done won 7 or 8 in a row. So it's going to be tough for us, man. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Be real tough.
Kareem?
Yeah, I feel like I would say I feel we have a shot. Honestly, what I've seen in tonight's game and I would say the last game somewhat, but more this game. We started off the game like we started when we lost those 5 in a row. We got to come out confident. We got to respond, and I feel like if in that first quarter, if they put that zone on us, we have to make some adjustments. I would say I was surprised Tibbs didn't call an early timeout like he usually does. But I guess he was like, hey, maybe I just let them play to see, because Tibbs is still analyzing stuff as well. But I feel like Mitchell Robinson had a good game against Gobert. And one thing I would say about Mitch, he's going to go out and compete against any center. I don't ever question his effort. It's there every night.
Right.
Man played with a contused foot. So I think the Knicks surprised me all this season. So we don't know what we're going to get, but I think they come back wanting to win that last game before going back home.
Okay. And is Prince there? Prince, you there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So talk to me about that that Utah game, and then I want to talk about some of these 5-man combinations, and we can, I want to see what you guys want to get from these 5-man combinations.
Well, the Utah, man, I think me and Tom Crow was one of the ones. We went out on a limb. I think we said 3-1 or 4-0, man, and it's like our skepticism. I mean, our optimism is really starting to turn into skepticism, man. It's looking kind of bad for us. But again, I ain't gonna cry. I'm gonna still be positive. But with that being said, I don't know. I was looking forward, with that big win we got early. And then hopefully picking up these 2 past wins, but end up getting a short end on that. I was hoping that we could go into Utah, doing pretty good. The fact that again that we lost these 2 games, hopefully we will come in with a chip on our shoulder. But again, like you guys kind of spoke about earlier, Utah's playing a different brand of basketball right now. They're trying to separate themselves in the West. So again, we're gonna have to bring the noise. We got to make shots, as Divine said. And the same thing like Stephanie alluded to. I think right now, a lot of the issues that we have, guys, are just we don't have that guy. Julius is stepping up to be a good player, but again, I still believe Julius still needs that guy to help, or you know what I'm saying? Like either we need like Julius is like a B1. We need a B2. We need either a B1 or an A1 to step up with Julius. And even, RJ shows glimpse, but as we can see, we gonna still get those nights from him like this for, a couple years until he's 100% consistent, y'all. So, like Steph said, and I was crying about it last time when we lost. Again, honestly, we got a couple bright spots and Quickley and a couple other guys, but honestly, guys, do not be surprised if in the next couple games we get some, we start hearing some rumblings about some trades, because again, I just believe on paper and pound for pound, I think Thibodeau has truly got I don't even want to say every ounce of effort out of these guys, but he's got close to it. I mean, those couple wins that we got early in the season, Tibbs kid, he can put us in the best situation. And again, we blame him for a couple of these losses, and I'm pretty sure it could have been analyzed and it could have been him just sitting back and wanting to see what the guys would do. But again, this team has to wake up. Or again, it's going to be some changes. And again, it is good that we will be going back home after this Utah game, but we got, some pretty tough games once we get back home. So Utah, hopefully, again, we can keep Donovan Mitchell under 20, 25 points. That's the only way that we can succeed as a team, guys. We got to keep other teams' guards under 25 points. And as we see today, Damon Lillard had 39. The Simmons kid had 19. So again, we're getting outplayed at the guard position, and that's the one thing that's truly killing us. I think that's the biggest story of the season, is that we just pound for pound cannot match up at the guards. And if we can't do that against Utah, we're going to get ran out to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good thing coming up, we play Utah. What's that? So we play Utah Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
And then we get a break. We get a chance. We've had a tough stretch of games. We get a chance to get a little bit of a break, get some practices in. Look at everything that we've done, go over it. See what Tom Thibodeau hopefully at this point has a good idea of what he has out there. And if you're going to see changes, you'll probably see them after the break.
You get a chance to practice, right?
Right. You'll probably see him after the break where you get a chance. They get a chance to work some things in, get some practices in, work with this lineup, that lineup. You'd probably see him after the break if he's going to make some changes. Tony?
Another reason why I think Peyton could benefit from running with the second unit and quickly starting. Well, Peyton should have an advantage going against the second unit as well on the offensive end. So he should be able to up his scoring production against the going against the opposing team's bench, and then quickly starting also puts pressure on the offensive guy, who's starting on the other team. For instance, one of the best ways and only ways to go after Damian Lillard is on the defensive end. Make him defend, get him tired, and I think you could say that about the rest of the league. So I think that's another reason why it may be good. Just I think it's coming, man.
It could be coming. But I think that they probably look at numbers too to see how people work, because there's no guarantee that Lillard would have guarded them when they were in the game tonight down the stretch. It was Anthony Simons who was guarding them. They switched off, but Quickley was guarding Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons was guarding Quickley. Austin Rivers was guarding Damian Lillard. Right, so you never know how those matchups will go. But I got 5-man combinations up here. Right, we can look at now. Some combinations you're not going to be able to get a look at because Peyton barely ever plays with the second unit. Right, he barely ever plays with Obi or Knox. Sometimes he plays with Knox when Knox gets in with the starting guys, but he hasn't really played with Obi. As a matter of fact, Obi is only up here a couple of times. When you talk about the top lineups on the team, one, he doesn't play much. Two, he's only played in what is this, 4th or 5th game, something like that.
Yeah.
But just somebody tell me one area that you want to know. What is our best lineup?
3-point shooting.
All right. So you want 3-point shooting attempts, percentage.
Let's go through the list.
So if you go 3-point shooting percentage, the first line, no, not the first lineup. If you go 3-point shooting percentage, the lineup with Bullock, Peyton, Randall, Rivers, and Robinson is a plus 0.515. Right. So I guess that's like when I go to the glossary, it says 3-point field goal percentage minus opponent 3-point field goal percentage. So I guess they're shooting that much better than that lineup is shooting that much better than opponents so far this season. If you go 3-point attempts, the lineup with Barrett, Knox, Quickley, Randall, and Rivers.
Figured that.
Right, that's 3-point attempts, and they are a plus 28% better than the opponent.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about, right?
That's an attempt, though. That's just jacking them up.
Hold on.
That's just jacking them up.
But hold on. Yeah. But that's attempts. That's attempts, right? So the other lineup was a plus 51% better than the other group. This lineup had more attempts, but they were plus 28% higher as far as percentage. So you'd have to see how does that even out as far as the points are concerned. Right? So they're shooting more threes. They're shooting more threes, but making them at a lower percentage, where the other team is shooting less threes, but making it at a higher percentage. Right, the other group. If you talk about field goal percentage is Barrett, Bullock, Quickley, Randall, Robinson. Field goal attempts is Barrett, Knox, Peyton, Rivers, Robinson. That doesn't even have Randall in it. That doesn't. If you go points, who's the highest in points? It's Bullock, Peyton, Randall, Rivers, and Robinson. That's the best scoring, I guess.
It's a starting lineup, right?
No.
It said Rivers.
No, it said Rivers instead of
Rivers,
RJ.
Okay, yeah, that's the only one that's RJ. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming he's looking at all of these things to say which lineup gives us the best balance.
Right.
Right? You got one lineup that's better in points that doesn't include RJ. RJ is going to be starting. There's no two ways around that, in my opinion. RJ is going to be starting. So is he going to take RJ out because this lineup says that? I doubt it. So I guess he's going to take and look at it all. Something like steals, which we don't get many steals anyway. It's Barrett, Knox, Peyton, Rivers, Robinson. Assists is Barrett, Knox, Quickley, Randall, Rivers.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm. They're a plus 28.6 in assists. Total rebounds is Barrett, Bullock, Noel, Peyton, and Randall. So I'm pretty sure he's looking at all of that as well as just saying, how comfortable does he feel? We're putting the lineups out on the floor. And that's what, it's hard to say. I think we'll see. If there's going to be a shakeup, we'll probably see after this, they play on Tuesday. After Tuesday, they don't play again until Friday. So if there's going to be a shakeup in the lineup, you'll see it then. You know what I mean? You'll get a chance to see it then.
Because you don't want to hit the panic button if not needed. Like, you don't want to be like reactionary, but oh my God, like it's like we're gonna have ups and downs this season. So I agree with that. Like, we just can't be too extreme. Got to be some equilibrium there.
Yeah, and I don't think Thibodeau is going to get too extreme either. He's been coaching, for a long time, so he understands that there's waves in the NBA. You go up and you go down. But again, he's always looking to see what's gonna be the best lineups and what's gonna work together. So eventually, he'll probably test it out. It might take for Peyton to get hurt before he tests it out, though.
Yeah, please, somebody drop the fire signature on this Twitter somewhere.
I think he's gonna make that change sooner than people think.
I might put him down a fight of substance.
I just think that today's modern NBA. See, like I know we get crazy about the lineups that we're talking about, but still we rank way down in the league in offense. And I think our defense is gonna start burning out because they got to try to keep us in so many games. So he's gonna change that lineup soon because when you throw that ball to Julius Randle and Julius Randle try to kick it back up to you, Julius Randle sometimes Julius Randle force it because he know Peyton can't hit that 3-point shot. So he force it. So if that was Quickley, I got confidence if I throw that ball back up to that young man, he gonna pop that trade. He don't got that confidence with Alfred Payton, and that's the reason why they got to switch it up. It's just
we'll see. We will see.
I think it's gonna come down from the top down too. I'm sorry, Tom Crow. I think so too. I just think that with the bigger schemes of things, I'm pretty sure the front office and Dolan himself is like, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the peanut gallery is speaking. They want Quickley, so I want Quickley. So I got a feeling this gonna come. Yeah. And he is.
I disagree. I disagree there. I don't think it's gonna come down from the top. I think if he makes the change, it's gonna be because he wants to make the change. I don't think it's gonna come from the top. I think they're gonna let Tom Thibodeau coach. And if Tom Thibodeau feels like this is the best move, then he'll make that move. I don't think it's going to come from Leon Rose. To me, that's bad. That's just bad.
It is. It would start a like you said, a bad precedence early. Kind of the same Nick regime type of thing, kind of questioning the coach. But like I said, I just believe maybe that's where I think Steph alluded to this before is. Like maybe, Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau, these are the guys that maybe need to hear from other people to be like, hey, bro, you got to change it up. Like, I know you, like, I'm not questioning your coaching abilities. I'm not questioning your pedigree at all, but I know what you see in Peyton, but again, you got to let these kids play because kids are playing all over the NBA. And I understand you're a hard-nosed, stickler coach, but you got to let these kids kind of get their feet wet. And I know, like you said, Sim, earlier, that they are playing, but I think when you get a chance to drive the Maserati, you still get so much experience from it, even though you might crash it before you even pull out the doggone driveway. But at least you learn how to start it. You learn how to put it in first gear. You know what I'm saying? So again, those type of things Quickley does need to learn to be a starter one day. I mean, yeah, you have to learn the nuances, but again, he needs to be in there at 0-0-1, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning of the tip.
So, Prince, you anticipating Leon Rose and this dude coming out and doing what Steve Mills did last? We're not.
Bro, all in the videos.
I probably was standing on the side like this, saying nothing. Like, I'm just here. He was like this. He ain't say nothing. He's like, let this dude talk.
So he didn't even do a post game yet.
Yeah, so like I said, but that's that gangster move in silence. Like, hey, I'm gonna send a message to such and such. Who's gonna send a message to such and such, and then it's gonna get the tips. Like, hey, the kid needs to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, not telling you what to do.
But he is playing, but he needs to play more.
Playing a lot of rookies, man. He playing better. Everybody talking about Halliburton. No, it's Immanuel Quickley is the deal. You know what I mean? If he wouldn't have got hurt in the first 3 games of the season, he probably would be starting already. That when he got injured, he set out with that hip injury. That boy was on fire. He came back, had a little 3-game slump because he had to get back acclimated.
We would have won that game if he was still in that game.
Yeah, Immanuel Quickley playing better than a lot of rookies in the NBA right now, and some of them dudes are starting. So he should start because he earned his starting minutes.
And that's the argument.
And I don't want to sound like I'm hating on Peyton because I actually do acknowledge what he does.
You are.
I'll tell you this: if we get peak Frank back, I'd start Frank and let Quickley keep his role because
I'm with it too.
Because at this point, RJ developed the last couple of games where he's been bringing up the ball. Randall's been bringing up the ball all season, so I'm not as worried about Frank handling the ball. And if he could just focus on elite defense and keep shooting the way he'd been shooting before he got hurt, and then not get hurt anymore.
I want to ask y'all everyone something real quick though, because I was just talking about the stat, right? Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I don't want to nitpick or nothing, but Peyton has to give us more than 4 assists, man.
I don't think any of our point guards are going to give more than that because they run so much through Randall. I don't know if we're going to get more than that from any of the guards, to be honest with you.
They don't control the ball enough. Well, what I was going to think is, like I said, I think like Divine said, I think it is a issue with the players that are around him in that first unit. Because I think, like Steph said, I know like you are scared of his slowness and the way he's methodical, but I think maybe he would find Knox in Burks and in Austin and them in better positions, I think, than even Quickley sometime, because he is more methodical and, like you said, getting into the teeth of the defense and then kicking that thing back out to Knox, or swinging it around to Austin Rivers. I think he may pick up a couple extra more assists with that group, because you got so many more shooters and guys who can knock down, not great shooters, but guys who can knock down a shot. So I think he might pick up his assists with that second unit.
I honestly feel like that.
I'm not against it. We'll see. I just think that we need to improve this team, period. I think the improvement is not on the roster.
So we kind of overachieved, and now it's like, okay, and it's like I expected us right now to be 0-15. With the way everyone was talking, the way when you go back and look at the channel, because I haven't been here for a while. It's been a while. Like time has been flying.
Welcome
But
home,
I remember,
bro.
I'm like, man, these days are going. They're not waiting for any of us. But I remember when we talked prior to the season beginning, we didn't expect this. We thought we were going. Some people were saying we were crazy, but saying the people that were crazy for saying that we would win over 30 games.
Right.
So it's like now we've overachieved because we see what happens when you are the number one defense in the league. How they're shooting 45% for three. They come play us, they shoot 31%.
Yeah.
And it's happened often. So, it's like we in that spot now where it's like, okay, like, but like I said before, we just can't do anything too extreme. And I'm pretty sure Tom is not going to do that.
I think he's looking and saying, look, we're 8-10. We probably wasn't even supposed to be there.
Exactly.
I think he's going to take and ride with what he has until he feels like it's really, truly necessary. You go on a 8-game sled. It's like, okay, we're on an 8-10 game sled, but as long as they keep bouncing back and winning, keep bouncing back and trying to win and even it up or stay around that 500, I think he's going to rock with it the way that it is. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes when it comes up. We'll see. Although I do agree with Steph. I feel like if Peyton goes into that second lineup, you might as well just not play him because it's going to be Peyton and Burks all day long, and those other guys ain't going to get no touches.
Get Gatorade.
You know what I'm saying? Them other guys ain't going to get no touches at all. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, a good portion of these 8 games that we won, Peyton has been instrumental in those wins.
You know
what I'm saying? And we can't even take that away from him. He's been instrumental in a good portion of those wins, just like Quickley's been instrumental in a good portion of the wins. Randall, Mitch, I think, the games that we won, everyone has played a good part. And I tell you what, our defense is going to go downhill in that starting lineup if Quickley is in there. I can almost guarantee that because he needs some work on defense.
He's not. I don't think he's a bad defensive player at all. But I think he makes up for his offense, though. I think he balances it out. He's like Frank. Frank can't score, but Frank ain't give up no point. Quickly can give up point, but Quickly can score. So I think he gets a balance to me.
I mean, he can score, but then there'll be some nights. There'll be some nights when he's
every night.
Yeah, there's gonna be some nights when he don't score.
That offense is not gonna cut it in the NBA. And I still think the Knicks gonna win 30-something games. We won 8 already, so you put that in 4 quarters, 32 games. But I think our defense is going to start getting tired because the second coming around, the teams in the NBA are like, okay, you know what? Now we know how they beat us. See, now that the other team, now they're going to catch up to our defense, maybe. Because now sometimes when you play somebody the second time, they're familiar with what you do. And that's my concern is that our defense is going to start getting, people going to know what we're doing now. And then they're going to say, okay, if we hold them offensively, and we know what they're going to do on defense, we might start seeing that till I hope not. But that can happen because, like I said, it's like I just think right now, man, our team, the way we built Tom Thibodeau team, like Steph said, we need more talent. But with the talent we got to try to, because we got to make this thing where it's working for everybody. Because I just think the way the lineup is now, I just think that it ain't like I said, it's not a knock on Alpha Payton, but we in a 3-point shooting league, and that's what it's about. That's the NBA, nothing you can do.
I just don't think that our attempts are going to go up because Quickley's in the starting lineup because he's still playing major minutes.
I disagree with that because listen, when Randall threw that ball out to Peyton ain't going to shoot it. Because he's scared. Quickly will pop that 3. So I disagree.
I mean, I get that. But
I think Quickley would shoot. He's not scared to shoot it.
But you look tonight, they shot the ball. Quickly played almost 30 minutes. They still only shot 29 times. It's the way that Tom Thibodeau was playing the game.
I understand that's right. I understand that point, Fred, but that's the other cats too who probably wasn't getting involved with it. Like I said, they wasn't doing nothing. A lot. Some of our players, it was only Quickley, Randall, and Burke. The other cats, so it might not be because Quilly was in there, because the other cats wasn't shooting the ball.
No, what I'm saying is what I'm saying is it is like Stephanie is saying. Like, we have the guys on our team that we are playing, and they are playing the basketball game. It's just moving guys around, and I don't think it adds to our scoring. I just don't think it adds to our scoring. It's just moving guys around. I mean, he just, played
his
however
20
many
points is going to be 20 points. His 15 points is going to be 15 points. Whether he get them in the second half, the first half, it's going to be the same. But
the minutes will go up with starter minutes.
I think it's strategy, man.
But the thing is, if the minutes go up, it's no guarantee that just because the minutes go up, his percentages stay the same. They could go down.
They might drop. Because there's more time of him being out on the floor.
And he's playing with a different level. And he's playing at a different level. I don't have a problem with him trying it either. I'm just, by all means, try it.
I'm not saying it's a guarantee,
right?
But it's worth trying. And even I admit, yes, Peyton has contributed. Like, I was one of the first ones to say, like, to give him his props and apologize on, on the channel. But even when he has those good games, it's when he shoots well.
It's just about shooting, man. That's what it's about, bro. That's the NBA. It's about shooting. This ain't the old NBA. The new NBA is, can you shoot the basketball? That's the new NBA. This ain't like,
you shouldn't be a guard that can't.
All I'm saying is the guy is playing.
Who just can't shoot.
They need to get exiled. They should be exiled.
Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is Quickley is playing the game. He is in the games. He is playing, and we're still shooting the attempts that we're shooting. Maybe they go up 2 or 3 more because he's in the starting lineup, right? And he's playing. It's not like other teams are shooting 40 times a game. We're shooting somewhere in the 20s. He's not going to shoot 15 more attempts.
Right.
Because he's in the starting lineup. It's going to go up. Maybe it goes up 3 or 4.
He'll make it attempts though.
I mean, right, but what? Maybe. I mean, he's shooting 30. He's shooting like 33% on the season.
I understand that, Sam, but still, he shoot better than Peyton.
No, what I'm saying is Peyton is still going to play, and he's still going to take some attempts. Quickly still going to take some attempts. Maybe his attempts goes up 1 or 2, so maybe he makes 1 more a game. It's not going to make. I don't think it's going to make our 3-point shooting jump up 15 attempts a game, and we're going to all of a sudden make 7 more attempts per game.
Sim, but I agree with what you said earlier, though, Sim. I believe at times there is what hurts our shooting too is the floor space. We kind of bunch up at times, and it hurts our shooting.
Yeah, the clock party in the first line. It's the clock party. It's like everybody's. You know what? Look at here go Randall, here go Peyton, here go Mitch, here go Peyton. When he get there, it's a clock party. Everybody collapsing, and it's over.
Yeah.
Now, if that was Quickley, like I said, even if they clock. Boom! Everybody down here, the rest of them cats is on the perimeter. That's the way Golden State played. That's the way Denver played. They let them boy throw that to Jokic and them. You know what happens? They kick it out to shooters. Miami Heat shooters. You got to put shooters in your game. That's the NBA, bro. That's
I'm just saying we take 27 attempts a game, changing around the lineups. I don't think we're going to all of a sudden take 36, 37 attempts. We change around. Maybe we go up to 30.
I think it's more the percentage, though, Sim. It's not so much we take a more shot. We might be hitting more. See, because I think it's more I'm dealing with percentages.
No,
even if Quickley shoot the same amount of shots,
but I don't think one man is going to change that, though.
I think if Quickley shoot the same amount of shots Peyton shoot in the starting lineup, who you think make more threes?
He would, but if he's hitting them in the first and he's not hitting them in the second, I mean,
then you're taking him out of the second lineup. Then you take it out of the second lineup.
It's only but so many minutes. So if he's getting his 10 shots in the first quarter, he's not playing in the second quarter. So the shots he got, it's the same thing. You're just moving it around. What the Knicks need is not on this roster.
Right.
I don't mind starting Quickley at the point. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but let's go with it and see.
I don't have a problem with anybody starting. I only care about who finishes the game. That's all I care about. I don't care who starts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know
That's what Walt Clyde Frazier said the other night. It's about who finishes.
You can start Dennis Smith Jr. for all I care. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
All I care about is who finishes the game.
I hope I never see Dennis Smith Jr. ever again.
And who finished?
Right. You're right, Tone.
Tonight we was down 25.
That's the case you throw 5 scrubs in there.
25-point lead, we couldn't overcome it.
It depends on who started and who finished. basketball ain't only about it depends on every quarter is important in basketball. I'll tell you why. If we would have won that game tonight, everybody know what a great comeback. But since we didn't win, everybody telling me it don't matter. It does matter.
Listen, I agree.
You think we wouldn't have been down if Quick was in the in that starting lineup?
Yeah, we probably would have lost the game just like tonight. But I have no problem with that.
I'm interested in what Tony said. The games that we've lost, I'm interested in whether we were behind or leading after the first quarter.
Let's see if we can break that.
I think the majority.
Well, I know there's been a few games where we were winning, where we were losing, and
we
then
come back every time.
We would come back, but I feel like Quickley was a big reason we came back tonight, and he's been a reason like that in the past. But I do agree with you, Sam, you and Michelle, where it doesn't matter. But what I feel is this: is minutes. What I felt like this game was Peyton he was allowed to stay in there too long. There should have been some type of change. That was the thing that was with this game. He was given too much rope this game.
Yeah, when you got Dame cooking like that, and like you had alluded to earlier, Sim, when you got Dame cooking like that, and Peyton is supposed to be the fire extinguisher. That's my thing. I'm like, okay, if he's not giving us nothing offensively, you might as well go with Quickley.
I agree with you 100%. He shouldn't have been. He got taken out, and he deserved to be taken out because he wasn't playing well.
Stinking up
and it's gonna go the other way as well. If he starts Quick and Quick is not playing well, he's gonna take him out and put in the next one. That's how he does it.
That's exactly right.
I've seen that before where Peyton was in there late in the game because he was the better player at the time.
Right.
Quickly didn't come back in. So I just said we thinking about this let's be real. We didn't think we were gonna be 8-10. So now it's like, let's see what we have. It's like, a company start losing. It's like a company start losing revenue when they want to bust out the books because they had one bad week. Oh my God, what did we do?
So here we go. So the first game we played against Indiana, we were down 35-33.
That was an ugly game.
Right, in the first quarter.
Just 2 points.
Right. When we played Philadelphia, it was 27-27 at the end of the first quarter. We played Milwaukee. We were up 30-27 at the end of the first quarter. When we played Cleveland, and we beat Cleveland, we were up 29-15. When we played Toronto, we lost to Toronto. We were down 22-18.
4 points.
When we played Indiana, we beat Indiana the second time. We were down 28-26. When we played the Hawks, we beat the Hawks. We were up 31-29. When we played Utah, we beat Utah. We were down 27-20. OKC, we lost to OKC. It was we were up 24-15. When we played the Nuggets,
we couldn't shoot that game.
We got smacked by the Nuggets. We were down 28-21. We lost to the Hornets. We were down 31-25. When we played,
was that 5-game losing streak, right? Around that time, right?
Right. This is the 5-game losing streak. So during the 5-game losing streak, we were up in Oklahoma. We were down to Denver, down to Charlotte, in Brooklyn. We were down 26-25. We were down 1. Then we played Cleveland. We lost to Cleveland. That was a debacle of a game, but we were down 28-25.
You said 28-25?
28-25.
3 points.
Boston, of course, we beat Boston. We were up 28-17. Orlando, we beat Orlando. We were up 19-13. Golden State, we were up 40-31. And then Sacramento, we were up 26-25 in Sacramento.
And that's the point I'm saying. That narrative that we're digging this big hole in the first quarter with Peyton is just not true. That's not the case.
I don't think it's a big hole, but we down a lot of games.
I think I think we fight back every single.
Right.
But it's not because of the first quarter, though, is what I'm saying.
We've been down big and made it respectable by the end.
We was down quarter. Like what, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points in the first quarter.
I see what Tone's saying. Like the sluggish start. We'll start off real sluggish and be down 10, 12 points, then we'll claw back in it.
Let's look at our losses, though.
I think we settling for mediocre and not being witnessing that. If we might be down 1, 2, or 3 points, you don't want to be down, period.
But we had some games where we were up.
NBA, you're gonna be.
We're outscoring teams in the first quarter throughout the season.
Yeah.
We
have 40 points one quarter, I believe, right?
We are scoring 26, and other teams are scoring 24. We're outscoring teams in the first quarter so far throughout the season, even though we have a losing record.
Problem.
Well, after tonight, it may change because because we were down big after tonight.
But
right?
Real quick though, you know what it is though. It's like this though. I will be fair though, right? We struggle when they play zone against us.
Yeah.
But there's times when we beat the zone. We've actually beat the zone a lot more. We really struggled with it last season. But I will say this, the games that we've lost based off of just watching the games, some quarters, like some of these games we've lost, it's like we didn't even want to be there. There's no effort. People standing around, missing rebounds, missing loose balls. I think it's more of an effort thing with me. In this system, Tom Thibodeau's system, you got to bring it every night.
Yeah,
and if you're not bringing it every night, it's not going to work out. There's been games where we just look sluggish.
I agree.
I agree. But what you said yesterday made sense, or the day before yesterday. We had 4 games of 6 nights. What you were saying before. So I feel like when we went on, exactly like you were saying, Devon, that 5-game losing streak, they look fatigued. They look really out of it.
Yep.
And not only are they playing a lot of minutes, Tibbs' practices are intense. They like real games. So
right.
they like real games. So so it's like, it's no need. Like we good, man.
Yeah,
like what I like right now is we're established. What I like to see now, we have a culture this quick.
Yeah.
We've established an identity quick.
Yeah, you're right.
Something we haven't done in years.
Yeah.
Right. And that's going to affect our draft, and that's going to affect who we trade for. It has to be a Tibbs type of player.
Yeah, something coming down the pipe soon, man.
And I want to give a shout out though to everybody. We still got 311 people online, and it's like 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody, man, for being on as we're going back and forth and debating. I just want to let you guys know it's all love. We just having good conversations and debating and talking and stuff like that because this is good talking, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is good talk.
You ain't hearing about to draft me next year, baby. I'll give you like 5 minutes and I get the water. I get towels and all of that. You all right?
Yo, I mean, I do the same thing. Shoot.
Yeah.
5 minutes take
just
me out.
Just for the per diem.
Just take me out. Yeah,
right.
Pay me 5 minutes. I'm not built like that. Like Michael Jordan was waving them.
Yeah. Hey, Caller, you live. What's popping?
Shout out to about 300 people. Like 3:00 in the morning.
Yo, you kind of low, bro. Can you speak? Can you speak a little closer to the mic? You're a little bit low. You're breaking up. It's hard to hear.
Connection.
It's bad connection.
I hear
but I mean,
fell asleep on the phone.
I mean, these are all interesting things to look at because what we also got to look. It's a lot of things to look at. What lineups, score the most. A lot of times, what I think people really get upset about, though, is one, we know that Quickley is nice, right? And he does work. People get upset because Elfrid Payton sometimes in the first quarter, he stays in the first quarter till about a minute left in the first quarter, and people get tired of seeing him, right? And they want to see Quickley get in and do his thing. Listen, Tom Thibodeau is going to do what he does, and I'm pretty sure, like all of these things that we're just looking at, he probably looks at it too. You know what I mean? Because even when you go and you look at the second quarters of our games, right? There's barely any quarters where we just get blown out the water. Sometimes it's an accumulation of quarters, right? Like against Indiana, we lost the first game. We were down 35-33. Second quarter, we won it 33-26. Third quarter, we lost it 27-16. Then fourth quarter, we lost it 33-25, right? So that was the first game of the season. We just got smacked around. Even with Philadelphia, second quarter, we got outscored by 5 in the second quarter. But we got outscored by 12 in the third quarter. Right? Now, and the thing about all of these quarters, you have to really go back and look and see which part of the quarter did you lose the lead.
Right.
Or did you get outscored or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at that as well. You know what I mean? Against Toronto.
And then after that second game, we started cooking in the third quarter. We changed that around.
Yeah.
After that second game, we started, because that's what Thibodeau was saying. You got to, in the NBA, that third quarter, you have to come out.
Yeah, you got to come out ready, because those adjustments, like even tonight, we started off the third quarter and we let them 5 more points. And then we started playing, and we shaved it down from 25 points to, by the time we finished that third quarter, it was a 12-point lead. Yeah. And then he came in with the subs in the second, at the top of the fourth quarter. Now I'm gonna tell you a part of the game that I thought he really made a mistake. Quickley scored. We were down 5. They called a timeout. I thought after the timeout, he should have came back with Quickley, Randall, Rivers, Mitch, and Burks. Yeah. He didn't. He came back with that same group.
Was that when New Orleans missed that dunk?
Exactly. Right? He came back with that.
I said the same thing.
He came back with that same group, and when he came back with that group,
13 points. They went on a 13-point. They got a 13-point lead again.
Yep, they got a 13-point lead, and then he made a substitution, and we had to fight back, and then we fought all the way back to 4 or whatever it was. But I thought that was critical, because they came down and scored. Quickly came down, let it up for Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel tried to dunk it with one hand. He missed it, because we were down 7 at the time. He missed it, and I think Dame Lillard hit a 3 at the other side, made it a 10-point game. Right there, I thought was critical. He should have came back in with basically the first lineup, except kept Quickley in the game instead of Payton.
Quickley in the game, yep.
Right.
Or even just led with Mitch, and then 2 minutes later you bring in Burks, and take him out, and then like I said, basically you would have had the starting lineup at about 4 minutes, left in the fourth quarter, instead of 2 minutes earlier, like when he did it at the 6-minute mark.
You know what's impressive though? The score, that 113 points. That just to show you the impact that Quickley has on that basketball team. We scored 113 points tonight. We never do that. You know what I mean? His impact is something, man. It's like
I'm about to start Quickley campaign.
Got to, man.
Because he scored 31. He's not going to do that every night.
Right. He's not going to do that every night.
We understand that, but it's not about that though. It's about somebody, to me, he deserved to start it, because you know what? He's outperforming all our point guards. He outperforming all of them.
Offensively.
Offensively. That's true.
Right.
But you know what?
Offensively.
I still think that we got to get that man. And I'm not one player better than the other. I'm not even talking about him. I just think that he really gives us a different look out there, because we don't never score points like that. He just gives you that open. Him and Burks with that 3-point shot. I like that starting lineup. I like Burks and Quickley in that starting lineup, because they around Mitch, Randall.
Yeah, we don't have enough shooting in that starting lineup.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this. And if you... RJ is going to suffer with those two guys in the lineup.
He ain't gonna never see the ball.
Offensively, he's gonna suffer with those two guys in the lineup.
I agree.
Right, because Burks, he's gonna shoot his shots, and Quickley, he doesn't run the offense. He gets off the screen, he gets in the lane, and he floats it up for the most part. That's kind of what he does, and I think that, and he shoots a lot of shots. Quickley, if he's getting a lot of minutes, he's gonna shoot a lot of shots. I think RJ's offense is gonna suffer with. If you have Burks and Quickley in the lineup, I think RJ's offense suffers right there. Now, caller, you live. What's popping?
Okay,
Let me get this caller. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Yo, hello?
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
What's good, man? My name is Che. I'm a Knicks fan for, maybe 2005, almost.
All right.
But I just wanted to thank y'all, man, for always coming on here, before the games and after the games, just being able to watch some real Knicks fans talk and discuss basketball, man. It mean a lot. I just finished a 12-hour session, so I couldn't, because I'm an audio engineer, so I couldn't watch the game. But it's good to be able to finish and hear y'all talk about this shit every night.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us, man. We just love the Knicks.
Also for the 10 o'clock game.
Yeah, I do
baby.
too, man. It's just it's good to hear other people that got some common sense, because some Knicks fans be...
Trust me, we know about it. Trust me, we know.
I can tell, man. Y'all really holding it down.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. So how you feel about the game tonight, man?
The game, I'm mad we lost, but I'm happy that IQ was able to score this much. Cause it's I can tell he's not really a good defender. That's the real reason why I think he's not starting. He's just not big and strong. But I don't know, maybe 2 years.
I mean, listen, he's gonna put
he
on.
Can start, but I don't think he's starting no time soon.
Okay, I mean, listen, he's gonna put on 5 pounds. Next, over the summer, maybe 10. Put on, he put on another 10 pounds. He might be strong enough to deal. I mean, he still won't have grown man strength, but
yeah,
yeah, he's gonna work. He's a worker.
Talk about you being a coach. What do you do for players like that? How do you get them to come back the next season better defenders?
I mean, you gotta work. I mean, for Quickley, most of it for Quickley is his size. That's a lot of it. You know what I mean? Guys are able
I can tell,
to.
when he's going to the rim, he's just getting knocked.
Yeah, that's a lot of the reason why he shoots that floater, because he knows if he goes inside, he's not going to be able to handle the contact. The slightest bump, is going to throw him off. So I think that's the reason why he shoots a floater. Yeah, I think what you got to you work on him building the strength, right? He has good footwork, good defensive posture, all that kind of stuff. He has all of that. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think it's mostly the strength, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I was hoping for another answer, but damn. Gonna have to wait for that boy to get bigger.
That's not bad though. That's something that can be worked on. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He put the effort in. He put the effort in. That's the more important.
And I know he is. Trying to do it.
He put the effort in there. That's more important than anything.
His mom's gonna put him out the house.
How do y'all feel about Obi though? Because it's in a way, we could have took Halliburton at that pick, man. We could have had.
Obi got to have a good game soon, man. Justify him being drafted.
We do need Obi to have a good game soon, man, because I think there's a lot of Knicks fans that's getting a little bit nervous right now. But he's been hurt, so he's only played 4 or 5 games, really. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give him some time to get in there and see what's happening. One of these games he's going to have a good one.
He got tools. He got tools. I know his energy and his strength. He got tools. It's just once he get it popping, I guess it'll start going. But
yeah.
He still looks a little hurt.
I don't know, because when I see Obi, his waist is just so high. I just don't think that he gonna be able to. I want him to though, but I don't think he gonna be able to defend in the league.
Yeah. Wow. We'll see, man. Hopefully, hopefully he's gonna come through. I think he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I think he'll come through.
Put him in the G League. Let him get 40 minutes a game.
I mean, listen. I agree. I actually agree. There's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. But the optics, the optics will look bad. But there's
I don't
nothing
care
wrong
about no
with a
optics.
player going through whatever developmental process they need to go through.
The only
thing about the G League now is a bubble, so it's like
Yeah.
could have had him playing
That's what I was gonna
and
say.
that's
If
the
it
only
wasn't
thing,
for
man.
COVID, where he
I'd
could
be like,
go
yo,
up and
play.
down.
Yup.
If it
Go
wasn't
play.
for COVID, where he could go up and down, game to game, he could play 2 games in one night and be available. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, that would have been real good for him.
Because of the optics of the bubble and he won't be able to come right back and he'll have to quarantine, you know what I mean, and do all that. It probably can't work.
But I feel like he's been working. I noticed too when he came back, his shot form looks a lot better. So he was working on that.
Because that's the one thing I don't think he's gonna be.
Now he's coming up with his body under the shot rather than trying to aim it.
Okay.
Because I felt like he was just trying to aim at the basket. He wasn't getting his body behind the ball. Now it's like it's there. Like so you see he's working, but like I agree with you, Caller. He has to have like, dude. Now you gotta justify why we drafted you.
Yeah,
you can't. It's like he's just playing it safe right now. I'm gonna just play with them. No, take over.
Yeah. So, hey, my man, I appreciate the call, man, and just keep
Well,
rocking with us, man.
I appreciate y'all too, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Yeah,
Go ahead,
I was saying that to my friend just a little while ago. He has to have a big game soon.
Yeah, he
Because
does.
it's like, dude, you just.
I definitely agree with that. We need him to have something just so people can feel good. You know what I mean? But hey, guys, I appreciate you guys for staying on with me. I'm gonna go ahead and head off. We had some great conversations tonight.
Yes.
Great debates.
Yeah.
And
again, Sim, man, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, man.
Been like, wow, man, it's been a while.
It has been a while, man. Hopefully you can keep coming back. Prince, I know it's late. I don't know how you guys, Tony, I don't know if you probably gotta work.
Nah, I'm off, man.
Are you
I'm
off?
off.
I don't know. I'll probably do the shoot. I'm planning on doing the shoot around tomorrow, but I don't know. It's late. I don't know how you guys if you guys can, how you guys feel.
Time,
but 12:30.
Yeah, you know how me and Tom Crow do it. You know we be up and down.
Me and Prince.
What's the shoot around, guy? I've been out the loop for a little while. What's the shoot around? I've been out the loop.
So the shoot around is basically like tonight we all going off emotion. So we do the shoot around where tomorrow, we step on it, maybe we're a little fresher, got clearer minds, and then, thought about it a little bit. And then we, we talk about like basically what would Tom Thibodeau talk about in the shoot around this morning after the game. You know what I'm saying? And then we kind of analyze the game from that perspective.
Right.
And then talk about some things going.
Code and all of that?
Yep, same thing. Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm awake,
12:30?
Yep, 12:30. 12:30.
I'm off tomorrow. I might make it.
All right.
It's lit.
All right.
It's Stephanie Devine. It's good meeting you two.
Likewise, Kareem.
Same here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being on. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm pretty sure Lawrence Tears is on. So if you want to keep hearing, you're gonna hear some wild takes over there. If you go over to Lawrence Tears, there's gonna be some wild takes.
He's gonna be on till 6 and then come back at 8.
All right.
That's my dude.
Yeah. It's gonna be some wild takes. So if you want to hear some wild takes, go ahead over there to Lawrence Tears and enjoy yourself, man. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, man. And I'm gonna head up out of here for the night.
Shout out to the chat.
Great show.
What's good,
We do what families do.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Yeah. That's it, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, spread love, ladies and gentlemen.